We lost the argument with Savvy. We totally lost that argument. So basically, we were attacking and we were making excuses, which is not what we do. So like we did the right thing when we said it was okay to be like meek. That we were fine to be like that. That we're being responsible. But we have to do similar things to the other things that you said. I don't know which one of these is not attacking. This sounds like an attack. This sounds like an attack. This was making an excuse. That's kind of an attack too. Wow, you're so admirable. You should give talks at schools or something. She had gotten to me and she knew it. I took a deep breath. This is just wasting time. Whatever. I could see she was just getting started. I felt like things could go either way. If I let her get to me, she'd never see the truth about herself. Nothing seemed to faze Savvy. Savvy looked like she was enjoying all this somehow, like she was in her element. This is exactly why I left you in Cactus Flats. Your emotions are out of control. I get that you're sensitive and all this deep feeling stuff, but you've got to toughen up and rein it in, girl. It's like constantly walking on eggshells around you. You didn't even defend me when Azul was talking trash. Guess you don't mind when someone sells out your best friend? Meanwhile, I was in danger and risking my life for the cause. Some loyalty. You're so volatile. You must have scared half your packs off for good. I'm not going to rehash old fights with you right now. If you want to talk about what happened in Cactus Flats, we can, but not when we're both so upset. What are you, a Buddhist now or something? Trust me, it gets old real fast. Staying calm was keeping me centered. She was saying some truly awful things, but I was managing to keep my cool. Fighting like this is pointless, whatever. I knew there was no way she was going to stop piling it on now. I could almost feel her combing through our past to find her next attack. I had to keep centered or just make her mad enough to back off. It was like Savvy was wearing a mask, nothing broke through it. Savvy still had this self-important look on her face. You know what the shittiest part of all this is? It's that the moment I let you out of your sight, you'll undermine me. You pretend you're so innocent and sweet, but you'll do something bad as long as you don't know you'll get caught. That's basically lying. You're a fraud. At least I'm always real with you. Those German tourists couldn't even tell if you were human. What a weird thing to refer to. Like, if I'd done other things, yeah, sure. If I'd done criminal stuff, totally. But like, what was that about? I never said I was perfect. And I always have the right to say what's too far for me. Aren't you the one who's always talking about boundaries? My boundaries, which you clearly don't give a shit about. I was staying centered, somehow. It was like her words bounced off me, like I could just see they weren't the truth. This isn't why I came here. Whatever. She was running out of steam, struggling to find one last barb she could throw at me. Whatever she came up with, I knew it was going to be desperate and mean. But I was ready. It was like I knew that her words were smaller than me somehow. Cruel and petty, and maybe not even really about me at all. It was like Savvy was wearing a mask. Nothing broke through. Savvy still had that self-important look on her face. Lena, it's time to grow up. Stop being a meek little flower. Okay, so the mask thing I feel like is a reference. Maybe there's two ways we could have gone about this, like making her really mad. I prefer this one. It's sad that you're still scared of what people think of you, or what might go wrong. When we learn that sometimes following the rules just hurts people. You're right, I am scared, and there's nothing wrong with that. The fact that I'm scared to do this mission with you, I'm just trying to look out for myself, and you should respect that. Gee, thanks for the advice. Just forget it, okay? I felt some tension lift from my chest. Was this how it felt to stand up for myself? It was like her words bounced off me, like I could just see they weren't the truth. I don't know what you're trying to prove. Whatever. I can't believe how you're acting right now. I feel like I don't even know who you are. I'm sorry, I just need you, okay? She wiped her tears with her sleeve and I realized I wasn't the one crying this time. I was actually okay. Then my eyes caught her feel grid, a deep, angry red. Of course. You can stop fake crying, your feel grid is giving you away. What? It's probably just out of battery, the signal's messed up. Still, her tears suddenly dried up. Since when do we need this thing to know how we're feeling anyway? No one knows me like you do. That's why I love you. I love you too. But that doesn't mean what you think it means. Manipulating me? Lena, what's going on? Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to click on whatever I just clicked. I figured out the gaslighting is over. I'm going on my own. You'll thank me later. Wait, you can't do this without me. You stay here. I'll text you the deets when I'm done. I left before I could say another word. Well, whatever we chose at the end there clearly worked out alright because we did our thing. We did what we wanted. Took the laptop under my arm and got back in the car. I had to get out of there fast. There was too much making me want to stay and too much trouble waiting for me if I did. What was going to happen to Savvy? Maybe she'd get off with a lighter charge since she didn't have the stolen property anymore. Or maybe that would just make Capra more vengeful. I had my feel grids, still probably still listening to my every word. It wasn't too late for me to end this. One quick toss out of the car and it'd be smashed against the pavement. I'm not worried though. I don't. If the cops pull me over, then the cops pull me over. But I'm not with her, so I think I'm fine. I rolled down the window and took a deep breath. Keeping my mouse up here, I don't want to throw it away right now. If I ever wanted to really hurt Savvy, I could just tell her what it smelled like in that little hideout. With the field grid destroyed, it'd be done and over with. It'd be over and done with. Never heard it phrased that way. My link to the whole ordeal would be erased, but so would Capra's crimes. I stuck with the plan. Capra needed to be held accountable. After all they'd done to me, I was more than happy to be the one to do it. Liam would know exactly what to do with the Capra documents. how to make sure they were seen. And as for all of Savvy's files on me, once I wiped the laptop, it would actually be a pretty nice thing to have around. Cool. So I did it. I took down Capra. All from the seat of my trusty beat-up neocab. And all I had to do was let their own words out into the light of day. The leaked documents broke just days before the vote on Sophie's Law. Suddenly all anyone could talk about was how Capra had sold out our field grids. And whether poor Charlie had really deserved to be practically chased out of the city by an online mob. Yeah, I do feel bad for Charlie. But the one thing everyone agreed on, Capra couldn't be trusted to take over every street in LO. So it all ended. Sophie's Law failed the vote. Capra had to agree to the smallest bit of public oversight. And Savvy was cleared of all her charges. Really? Why? Is that how that works? Is that really how that works? I don't think it is. All good things, I guess, and I still have my job. There was nothing really keeping me in Los Ojos anymore, was there? Hey. So I wasn't going to text you for a while, but I thought of a way we can work things out. I have a new piece of info that I think changes everything. Can't say more than that now. Are you off work? Text me when you are and I'll tell you where to meet. Wow. So, like, the moral is sort of like learning about the toxic relationships that you may be involved in, or something like that. Huh. Do we get to pick? Okay. So this is the most important part of the game. I totally want to drive Liam. Totally want to drive Una. I wonder if I can drive Sam. I have either. Okay. Can I save? No. But I can probably load the game from here. So I'll do both. I'll do both, and that'll be the stream. Yes, there's a worm ending, but it looks like it's really hard to get to, so I will not do the worm ending. It's so funny. Oh no, I'll do this, and I'll do the same thing driving with Una, and then I will do the last ending, it sounds like, of the main endings, which is not beating Savvy. Not selling out Capra. So like throwing the thing out the window, destroying the bracelet. Picked up Liam at the hotel. He'd said he wanted to leave the city in the same way he'd arrived, a perfectly symmetrical composition. Fine by me, but we've been driving for a while and he hadn't said much, just heads down, tapping into some device. But he was the one person who'd maybe been through as much as I had these past few days. I hope he wasn't facing any backlash from helping me make the Capra docs public. Everything okay? Okay, that's a very relative term these days, isn't it? What do you mean? I mean, driving out of this awful city forever and not looking back. I just can't be here anymore. I wanted a fresh start, and instead, I got a very heavy ending. Same. So very same. Do you regret it? No. Which part? Any of it. But I meant the stuff you sent me. The stuff. Like it was just a few recipes for cookies or something. The Liam sitting in the backseat of my cab felt like someone I really knew, a friend who made me happy just being around him. Liam, the name in my contacts, to whom I'd sent a smoking gun to take down Capra. That person felt like a ghost from another life. Are you sure? He'd asked. Heart pounding, I'd typed yes. 100%. Yes, again. And then it was on every social feed within the hour. Federal investigations were opened within 24. Sophie's Law was dead in 72. Now it felt like he was breaking up some secret covenant just bringing it up. Did I regret it? No regrets. Yeah, me neither. I guess things with your friend Savvy didn't work out either. She broke my heart. I loved her more than anyone. And she used it all against me. So I'm just gonna need some time to myself. Do you want to talk about it? Honestly, not really. I think I'm good, but thanks. You know, I know we didn't get to properly hang out, but you really helped me. I don't usually make friends when I travel, sort of try to use the time to be a bit lone wolf. But it's been, I don't know, fun, inspiring, helpful, all that. Even the way you lectured me about Capra in this very desert. I'm still sorry about that. Please, don't be. Seeing you angry was actually sort of refreshing. Even if I was trying to deny it. Oh yeah, well, hey, if you like that, let me tell you more about my week. Oh, please do. I feel like I've been hogging all the angst. Let's just say you helped me too. Are you saying that because I said a nice thing and now you feel like you need to return the compliment? Totally. I knew it. It's funny, isn't it? The way this all turned out? Not funny, haha. I mean this, the ride, the two of us. Hey, you're right, it feels like fate. Nah. I think this one's on me. Let me... I could have loaded from that screen. Oh, right. Is this the same thing where I pause on the loading screen? Yeah, it is. What the heck is that? All right, we're going to do Una, and then... Oh, I'll block the number this time as well, because I know I had the option to do that. Ooh, wait. It's very Life is Strange-y, that notebook there. Alright, so now we will do Una's ending. We have so much money. I could have stayed in that like crazy nice place one time. The place we went for $34 to stay the night, that was like such a like it made our meter go all the way from like mad and really hurt to like super chill, like totally relaxed, totally good. It was Una St. Clair looking very smug. Finally! Were you waiting long? As a matter of fact, yes, I've been standing here hailing neocabs all day. My calculations suggested you would be the first one to pick me up. That's what I get for trusting back-of-the-envelope quantum statistics. I hope you gave those drivers perfect ratings anyway, each and every one. Except for the time you gave me 3 stars, Una. The big blue megacorp's pet law didn't get any votes. It was a close thing. I think those documents were a bombshell. Even so, trust a quantum statistician when she tells you. It was a very close thing. I'm sure Capra will try again, no doubt. And people will resist again in new ways. I see strange things ahead. She looked excited at the prospect. Maybe it was easier to be eager for chaos when you were as rich and insulated as Una. These documents, the Capra leak, you had a hand in it. You did too. It was an honor to be asked. But now, after all that, you're leaving. How'd you know that? If I run the numbers in my head, I can see you dropping me off. And normally, what comes next would be a wild tangle of probability. Maybe this passenger, maybe that one, maybe this road, maybe that one. That's not what I see. You see me leaving LO. Yes, just that one road. As all cities have, the one road where you leave from, where you come in from this one road and leave from same road. You've decided. People don't often decide quite so firmly. We arrived at Una's destination, a giant apartment building in the Steve. It was enormous. People flowed in and out of the yawning entrance like a torrent, and then other words that it cut me off before I could read. Here we are, home at last. I'd hoped Una the Quantum Witch would live in a spooky house on top of a hill, but this made more sense for her. A building full of energy and possibility. Una didn't reach for the door or move at all. She just looked at me. I hope you haven't forgotten your debt. Of course not. Good. You will repay your debt by learning. I've always wanted an apprentice. That's sweet, but you think you're leaving for good. Because I am leaving for good. Oh? Let's see what space-time has to say about that. Una's eyes went glassy. She did that thing again. The sifting through the multiverse thing. Yes. First time she did it, it freaked me out. She has heterochromia. I just noticed that. Or it's something that just happened now when she was doing this thing. This time it also freaked me out. Wake up, O mistress of math and magic. Una emerged from her quantum trance, just as I suspected. What? I conducted a quick survey, and of the quadrillion times I pursued, you remain outside Los Ojos in roughly 20 trillion. 20 trillion Lenas exiled from the automatic city. 20 trillion Lenas stuck forever in Cactus Flats. But that's nothing. 20 trillion out of a quadrillion? A measly 2%. You'll return, Lena. When you do, we're going to work on your statistical intuitions. Okay, it's a deal. Of course it is. You'll return. Maybe not soon, maybe not soon. But eventually. And I can't wait to see you again. Wow, that's great. I wonder who else we could have had like a really cool relationship with. Maybe Aganon could have been a fun one. Una's great. I mean, I say that. She gave me 3 stars. I hate her, but she's also awesome. What a person. What a city. That it? Alright, one last ending. Going on my own, you'll thank me later. I don't think she will. She'll thank 50% of the 4 Lenas, but not this one. Would have thought there would have been a better reasoning behind it. Is that it? Just another Neo cab on the road. So it all just ended. Everything went back to normal as far as the rest of the world knows. There were never any stolen files. My best friend was never surveilling me from a shipping container. And I never held the fate of Capra in my hands. We've seen what happened if you turned it in. You kind of still didn't, but whatever. Punched him pretty hard. All that I went through, all that Savvy put in place, it was like none of it ever happened. NeoCab was given 3 months to cease all operations in Los Ojos. There wasn't much point to waiting it out. But there was still one thing keeping me here. Hey, so, oh, okay. I'm gonna text you for a while, but I can think of a way we can work things out. I have a new piece of info that I think changes everything. Can't say more than that now. You off work? We'll do the... We had the perfect response. If it's the same as the other one. And I'll do one of the things, but if talking was the same thing, then... Yeah, I wonder if they're the same conversations. In which case I will do the last one, even though I've now done 5 endings. Oh, that's funny. Different rest in peace. Huh, okay, well, I'll do 2 more then. I picked up Liam at his hotel. He said he wanted to leave the city the same way he'd arrived, a perfectly symmetrical composition. Fine by me, but we'd been driving for a while and he hadn't said much, just heads down, tapping into some device. But he was the one person who'd maybe been through as much as I had these past few days. I hoped he wasn't facing any backlash from his feed now that Sophie's Law had passed. Everything okay? Okay, that's a very relative term these days. Well, pardon my French, but that's uncool. It's super uncool. I guess things with your friend Savvy didn't work out either? Oh, that's an understatement. It was pretty ugly, but in the end, she was too selfish. Do you want to talk about it? Honestly, not really. I think I'm good, but thanks. But how do you know you're good? Just a hope. No, I mean, how do you know your field grid's gone? Oh, yep, I got rid of it. Turns out having my emotions used against me isn't really my thing. You and about 1,000 other people. Really? Oh yeah, dumpsters all over LO are full of them. Back alleys glowing rainbow colors, mostly red though. Would have made for some great pictures, but I'm never snapping another field grid again. Now and forever, fuck Capra. My thoughts exactly. You know, I know we didn't really get to properly hang out, but you really helped me. I usually don't make friends when I travel, sort of try to use the time to be a bit lone wolf. But it's been, I don't know, helpful, fun, inspiring, all that. Even the way you lectured me about Capra in this very desert. Well then you're welcome. Seeing you angry was actually sort of refreshing, even if I was trying to deny it. Oh yeah? Well, hey, if you like more of that, let me tell you about my week. Oh, please do. I feel like I've been hogging all the angst. Let's just say you really helped me too. Are you just saying that because I said a nice thing and now you feel like you need to return the compliment? Not at all. Doubtful. Hey, it's funny, isn't it? the way this all turned out? Not funny, haha. I mean this, the ride, the two of us. Yeah, you're right. It feels like I looked down at the empty space on my wrist. Liam winked in the rear view. Fate? Nah. I think this one's on me. It's basically the same thing. Although I'd have to imagine that the one with Una was more fun than that. So I will do one last one where I go through, get the Una, the final Una ending. Alright. It was Una St. Clair looking very smug. So this is now we threw away the band, but we're here with Una. Were you waiting long? As a matter of fact, yes. I've been standing here hailing neocabs all day. My calculations suggested you would be the first one to pick me up. That's what I get for trusting back the envelope quantum statistics. Here I am, at last. I waited. Una waited. I do have a destination, you know. Right. It's weird. So, the big blue megacorp got its pet law passed. I guess it was inevitable. Don't lie to a quantum statistician, Lena. I can see the other possibilities very close at hand. The other choices that might have been made by a few crucial people. Maybe just one person. Sometimes you choose wrong. Oh, Lena. She roared with laughter. I felt my cheeks flush. Nature's original feel grid. Good line. Lena, you sound much too weary for someone so young. Has Los Ojos really aged you so quickly? It wasn't LO. Just a few people in it. And therefore, you're leaving. How did you know that? If I run the numbers in my head, I can see you dropping me off, and normally what comes next would be a wide tangle of probability. Maybe this passenger, maybe that one. Maybe this road, maybe that one. But that's not what I see. You see the end. Not the end, but an ending. Yes. It's coming fast now. We arrived at Una's destination, a giant apartment building in the Steve. It was enormous. People flowed in and out of the yawning entrance in a torrent. A rolling cauldron of life. Here we are. Home at last. I hoped Una the Quantician, or the Quantum Witch, would live in a spooky I'd hoped Una the Quantum Witch would live in a spooky house on the top of a hill. It's the newest tongue twister, sweeping the nation. But this made sense for her, a building full of energy and possibility. Una didn't reach for the door or move at all. She just looked at me. I hope you haven't forgotten your debt. Of course not. Good. You'll repay your debt by learning. I've always wanted an apprentice. So it's basically like one thing changed in either of the two, either we, like, for the last drive, of course. That's flattering, but you think you're leaving for good. That's because I am leaving for good. Oh? Let's see what space-time has to say about that. Una's eyes went glassy. She did that thing again. The sifting through the multiverse thing. Yes. The first time she did it, it freaked me out. This time, it also freaked me out. The meter's still running. Una emerged from her quantum trance. That's how you get people. You just say, hey, you're gonna give me more money then. Just as I suspected. What? I conducted a quick survey. And of the quadrillion timelines I pursued, you remain outside Los Ojos in roughly 20 trillion. 20 trillion Lenas exiled from the automatic city. 20 trillion Lenas stuck forever in Cactus Flats. Oh, but that's nothing. 20 trillion out of a quadrillion? A measly 2%. You'll return, Lena. And when you do, we're going to work on your statistical intuitions. How can you be so sure about these things? It's math, Lena. Beautiful, muscular math. And maybe a tiny pinch of magic. I knew it. All will be revealed in your first lesson. Maybe not soon. Maybe not soon. But eventually. And I can't wait to see you again. With that, Una St. Clair slipped out of the car and walked quickly to the building entrance, making a tight zigzag on the crowded sidewalk. Keeping one step ahead of probability. What a person. What a city. What a game. Very good. Big fan. I'm curious what other stuff I missed, but I know that I wouldn't be able to go through every possibility. And I kind of like the fact that it made me choose. I also liked that though I likely could have played it through with less of the urgency that I had for a lot of those big events the first time, seeing Azul at that club, and then immediately going to Savvy rather than having another couple couple passengers. I kind of like that. I feel like that, you know, that was the choice of it. The whole thing was about choice, and that was what we ended up doing. Good game. Very, very much enjoyed. Have a great evening, everyone, and thanks for watching.